So I think that deep down I always wanted to try, but I was afraid. And I didn't let myself dream or think that I could do it. And I would never want to ever harm the movie and harm this book.
But I was like just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's like such a funny director.
In the dazzling, often demanding, and frequently unpredictable world of Hollywood, where a carefully crafted public persona can open doors to unparalleled success, and where even the most carefully nurtured relationships can be subject to intense scrutiny, the names of Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively have become the subjects of a compelling and increasingly intriguing narrative that has captivated fans, industry observers, and gossip columnists alike. The story, built upon a foundation of subtle clues, indirect comments, and the ever-present power of speculation, hints at a potential, though unconfirmed, rift between the two, both celebrated figures in their own right. For a period of time now, whispers have circulated, suggesting that the dynamic between Baldoni and Lively, both highly regarded and generally well-liked individuals in the entertainment world, may not be quite as amicable, as collaborative, or as supportive as it has appeared to the casual observer. Baldoni, known for his roles in front of the camera, his insightful work as a director, his dedication to promoting positive masculinity, his advocacy for emotional well-being, and his genuinely kind nature, has cultivated a reputation as someone who is, above all else, authentic. His approachability, sincerity, and willingness to engage in open and honest conversations have earned him a dedicated fan base. Lively, on the other hand, has garnered both critical acclaim and widespread popularity for her memorable performances, her quick wit, her sharp intellect, her impeccable sense of style, and her overall magnetic charisma. In short, both Baldoni and Lively are, in their own right, successful and beloved figures. The story that has taken hold suggests the opposite, that this relationship might have had its difficulties. The situation has sparked intense speculation, given the generally friendly public personas of the two. Now, before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Your thoughts, opinions, and insights are always welcome and greatly appreciated.
I mean, I internalized that as opportunity. We had such a responsibility to this audience to deliver something and to have the opportunity to deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yes.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that than people who are indifferent.
Blasé.
The initial whispers of the brewing narrative, the very first hints that things were not proceeding as smoothly or as effortlessly as they might appear from the outside, did not originate from the usual sources of celebrity gossip, such as tabloid publications, anonymous online accounts, or any of the more sensational outlets. Instead, they emerged from a less obvious and arguably more nuanced place. Those who had been paying particularly close attention to Baldoni's public statements, his various interviews, his public appearances, his social media activity, and even the subtle shifts in his demeanor and body language during public events, began to detect patterns. These patterns, which were subtle and not always immediately obvious or immediately easy to interpret, appeared to hint at some form of tension. The tension was between Baldoni and some, as of yet, unspecified individual within the entertainment industry. The hints and comments, though vague and indirect, started to attract a devoted set of fans. They began to focus on the subtle clues, the unspoken words, and the almost imperceptible shifts. These were the first whispers of the narrative. The narrative, as it developed over time, would be viewed as a very compelling one.
That ended up actually getting picked up and doing very well, and I was one of two people, maybe. And then I get a call from my managers and my agent. They were both on the line, which means it's something serious.
Right.
Either you got the job or there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And they said, so you were the choice, but the network said that your eyebrows would be too distracting.
Oh,
What?
oh no.
And then they went like, so what can I do about your eyebrows?
The comments of Baldoni, which had been framed in general terms, usually revolved around the challenges of Hollywood. These comments were framed as being a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of fame. They were about the pressures of the industry and the sometimes difficult nature of human relationships. He did not name names. However, those that were listening would note the comments and see what Baldoni was saying. They had to ask, if these general comments were, in fact, alluding to a particular individual, and that, if so, that individual was Blake Lively.
I think the idea that people think that they know you, I think because of how intrusive media is these days, people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work, and if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you.
The rumor got fuel from a quote. The quote was a quote where Baldoni said that not everyone in his circle shared his belief that Hollywood could be a genuine community. He mentioned that the industry could be a competition. He was saying that some see the industry as a high-stakes arena where success overshadows genuine connection. He was saying that things can be different than what the outside is seeing. The quote was not specific. The comments led to speculation. This and other details would lead to speculation.
So it's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Yeah. Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
There was a time when Baldoni had said on a panel that he tried to explain the importance of empathy to another actress, but the actress had dismissed this. It was at that point that the fans made the connection.
And being frank, if it were not for women giving me direct feedback in my own personal life and being a man who was willing to at least listen to them, there's no chance that I would be having this conversation. So the message, to answer your question, the message is very simple. As men, we need to embrace all of the parts of us that make us human. That's it.
It is.
It's very simple.
So I think that deep down I always wanted to try, but I was afraid. And I didn't let myself dream or think that I could do it. And I would never want to ever harm the movie and harm this book.
But I was like just tracking him down, and then finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's like such a funny director.
The project also was part of the speculation. The project was something where Baldoni could work with Lively. The two would have had the chance. Did that collaboration work out? This made the audience excited, but this would be the end. Make sure to subscribe.